If your life's affected by multiple sclerosis or any other neurological condition, then this channel is for you. So please consider subscribing to be kept up to date with future videos. My name's Liam, and in 2018, I was diagnosed with relapse and remitting MS. Happy New Year, and welcome to 2023. For a lot of us, it's New Year, same MS. So I thought it would be good to perhaps just talk about what New Year means for those of us with conditions like this, and some of the things that perhaps we can put into place or take advantage of to make sure that we are starting the year out as best as possible. Firstly, for a lot of us, we've probably overindulged a little over the festive period, whether that's Christmas dinner or out on New Year's Eve, drinking and enjoying ourselves, God forbid. So it's important perhaps to give our bodies now some of those things that we need to help us to cope with the recovery process of that, which will still be ongoing, but also put some good stuff into our bodies to make sure that we are starting the year out right and that we are, trying to be the best version of ourselves. So I'm starting the year out trying to eat a little cleaner. I have cut out sugar completely, at least for a little bit, just to give my body that chance to recover and to, perhaps negate some of those negative effects that sugar has on my body and will likely have on yours. Sugar is, it's really difficult when your stomach's breaking it down, when your gut's dealing with it, and those sugars can really sort of fuel fatigue and generally just make us feel really lethargic and low and down. There is that sugar crash. So I'm trying to sort of do the opposite now and cut it out completely. And I'm trying to get some more natural sugars if I want a bit of a sweet treat. Things like fruits and yogurts and things like that. They might not be specifically the best thing or the most healthiest thing, but I'm not trying to create some super diet now. I'm just trying to put good things into my body and make sure that that I'm giving my body what it needs. Along with that, I'm drinking a lot more water, trying to keep my body as hydrated as possible. Water is brilliant, particularly if you suffer with like bladder problems or bowel problems. Water is the best thing for you because it doesn't aggravate your bladder and it doesn't have those sort of negative impacts. It keeps us nice and hydrated. You won't be going back and forth to the toilet as much if you're drinking mainly water. I'll still no doubt have a cup of coffee in the morning, but I'm not going to have that coffee too soon. I'm going to wait at least an hour and a half from when I've woken up before I have any caffeine, and that gives your body the ability and the time to be able to put those receptors into your bloodstream that help us to sort of keep alert, keep awake, and keep going. And actually what happens is when we have caffeine too quickly, the caffeine kind of supersedes that and means that those signals or those chemicals don't go into our body in the right way, or they don't act. I mean, I'm not a scientist, I don't claim to be, I'm not a medical doctor, but if you have caffeine too quickly, it kind of messes up the way your body sort of naturally gives it its energy, and therefore you have that really big caffeine crash in the afternoon. So I'm not going to be doing having a coffee straight away. I'm going to try and persevere for a little bit longer and peel my eyes open, and that way I can give my body a chance to sort of get itself going before I then introduce something like caffeine. I'm not making any specific sort of New Year's resolutions this year, but what I am going to try and do is make sure I'm exercising more every day. I'm going to try and go get out and go for a little walk, or get some fresh air, get my body moving. I would like to perhaps revisit joining a gym, but as you know, if you have a lot of fatigue and stiffness and soreness and pain, getting that motivation to at the end of the day or before you go to work or at some point in the day get yourself sorted and to the gym, it's difficult, and then you come away sort of feeling even worse because you're really tired. You're not thinking about the benefits necessarily that come with exercise. You're more sort of focused on that feeling, and that's what your brain kind of reminds you of. So it is really difficult to get that motivation to do exercise. So I'm trying to start small. I've been reading another book, or a couple of books, been flipping between them. I've been picking them up and putting them down. Atomic Habits and Tiny Habits, and that's sort of just to try and help me to put some better habits, some better routines into my working day and into my daily life, and try to incorporate some exercise into that. I used to play ice hockey, I loved it, and made some great friends as part of my local ice hockey community and beyond, but I haven't been able to train for a very long time, and I miss it, and I would like to perhaps be able to get myself into a physical position where I'm able to perhaps go on the ice again, even if it's just once or twice, just to see everybody and have a bit of fun, because Lord knows we deserve it. We put up with a lot, so it would be nice to get back on the ice and see my friends. So exercise is something I'm going to try and do a little bit more of this year as well. I would say the biggest thing I'm going to try and focus on this year is communication. For a lot of us, we get put off about talking about our symptoms and how we're currently feeling, because we're not sure or we're not convinced by the reaction we get perhaps from our friends and family. We don't want to burden them or bring them down, and we tend to bottle that up, or certainly I do, and then it comes to a point where, you know, I've bottled everything up too much, and then I have sort of like a really difficult period of time where I'm feeling really down, really emotional. You know, my friends and family might not really be sure exactly what's going on. So this year I'm going to talk more. I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to be putting out more content, but I'm also going to be reaching out to my friends and my family to make sure that if I am really struggling, that I can perhaps just open that form of communication or that channel of communication, so that I can get a few things off my chest, and I might be able to get some good advice, and those around me know that perhaps I am struggling, or I need a rest, or I'm doing too much, and allow me to help, you know, myself to sort of figure that out. But at least they're knowing that I might be smiling, I might be doing my best, I might be looking pretty normal, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be feeling that way. So that will allow me to sort of be a bit more open, a bit more honest, not bottle things up. You know, with males in particular, we're seeing more higher and higher suicide rates, and men sort of not opening up and not feeling like they're in a position where they can talk or they're going to get judged. So this year, whether you're a man, a woman, or you identify as anything in between, you know, I think making a commitment to be a bit more transparent, a bit more open and honest with our friends and family, and sort of, even if it's, you know, you're a bit nervous about that, or you're not sure what the reaction is going to be, just test the water and just see what the reaction is, or perhaps have that moment where you do sit someone down and talk to them and say, listen, this is where I'm at now, this is the situation I'm in, and I would really appreciate talking through it with somebody to sort of see what I need to do, or where I'm at, or at least just to let you know how I'm feeling, because I think the more you do that, the better you will feel. So it's not, you know, hashtag New Year, New Me, but it's sort of, for me, it's New Year, refocus, keep doing good things that are good for me, try to limit the things that are bad for me, but make that commitment to work with my MS and give it the best opportunity, or give myself, my body, my brain, the best opportunity to have the best year that I can, and put some good best practices into place and form some really good habits. So if there's something that you're looking to do this year, or something you're looking to change this year, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're trying to do this year. And if there's anything that you do really struggle with that you'd like to sort of pivot and become better at this year, again, drop us a comment, because either myself or someone else might pick that up and be able to offer some advice as well. So really appreciate you checking out the video. Really excited to be doing more content next year, so do hit the like button, it really helps. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. When you go watch that one, go watch that.